Well, I really thought we were going to lose to the Brooklyn Nets, but the way that we lost, man, it is just this team continues just to make themselves look worse and worse every day. And it honestly, it's just shocking just to watch this team just continue just to be so awful. And tonight especially, it was just like, wow, man, like you gave up like a lot of points to the Brooklyn Nets, and the Nets only made 4 threes at that moment, and like that's like the one thing that they're good at, and you're allowing this team who is dead last in points per game just basically kind of show you up early on, and the Bulls offense can do shit. So sorry, I'm taking my gum out, but I mean, man, look, this is the Bulls offense. Like, it hasn't exactly been the best, but at least you could kind of rely on this team to try to run up the score a little bit, play fast. And this Bulls offense looked absolutely treacherous out there tonight. This team is officially, I think it is officially done. I'm being dead serious, and I'm just like, all right, y'all. Like, I hope that you guys are ready for probably a really awful second half here, but I'm gonna hope the Bulls do the right thing. They need to lose out. There's no reason to be winning games anymore for this season, at least in my opinion. There's just absolutely no reason to do it. You lost to Brooklyn tonight. They're 4 games behind you in terms of the win column. Try to lose out. I think you definitely need to just try to lose out and try to get below Brooklyn here. And I think it's very possible with this team constructed. Like, this team is already awful trying to win games. Well, let's just try not to win games from here on out. Just let Buzelis develop. Like, give him the ball every possession. Let him see what you can do. All right. Don't play the vets. Like, we don't need to play in these vets. Play all the young guys. Play the two-way players. Like, just let these guys just try to develop, and don't care about winning the game. There's no reason to be winning games with this team whatsoever, because this team is flat out awful. I don't care that there's people missing right now. The Nets don't have Cam Thomas or Hayward Highsmith, and they don't have Terrence Mann tonight, okay? This Nets team is very unproven. They just got their 4th win in the season last night against Charlotte, on Monday against Charlotte. Like, the Bulls had every opportunity to win this game. The Nets are very unproven from top to bottom, besides maybe Michael Porter Jr. And Nick Claxton. But other than that, it's just like, yeah, I don't know what we're going to be getting from these guys, and the Nets absolutely looked like the better team tonight by far. Yes, Bulls have guys missing, but that's not an excuse. The Nets have guys missing. They're missing Cam Thomas right now, who is a very important starter for them. And this is just yet again another one of those games where I'm just like, I don't care about the guys missing at this point, and honestly, would it even matter? Like, I just think this team is just bad. I appreciate Giddey for trying. Definitely not the best start for him, but I appreciate it for him for trying to stay in this, to just kind of keep this Bulls team in the game. Thought the Bulls went to Vucevic way too much in this game for some stupid reason. I hate Stacey King. Stacey King said that the Oklahoma City Thunder don't switch on defense, and that posting up Vuce is like one of the best decisions ever tonight. So that's how you know Stacey King is not a good analyst whatsoever. I appreciate Giddey for trying. Vuce took way too many shots. Buzelis and Dosunmu should have probably gotten more shots tonight. And here we are with another terrible L. What was supposed to be the easy part of the Bulls schedule. Here we are. We're on a 5-game losing streak right now, and we won 1 of the games in like this 7-game stretch where I thought the Bulls should have won at least 6. So, yeah, that's where we're at, man. What an awful organization. Just what a pathetic organization. Pathetic front office. And if Billy Donovan's not on the hot seat at this point, then I don't know what's going to get him on the hot seat. He should be fired after this game, but that's not how this works in the Chicago Bulls business. It's, no, we love Billy Donovan. It doesn't matter what happens. Like, he gets every single chance possible to try to redeem himself, even though that you should have probably won many more of these games in the games that are against some of the worst teams in the Eastern and Western Conference. Don't understand why he won't be on the hot seat, but I think it's time to start pushing for it. If you're people in the media, I know it's not going to happen because Casey Johnson and Joe Coley love Billy Donovan also, so that's never going to happen. But I wish I was there, man, to start really starting to question, because it honestly looks like that the vibes are terrible. It seems like the players are not locked in at all. I'm still seeing the same defensive issues that I saw in preseason, which means that this team is not figured it out defensively whatsoever. It looks like Billy's lost the locker room, and I'm just like, all right, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take to get Billy Donovan out of here? Because very clearly, this Bulls front office thought we'd be doing better than what we're doing right now, and we're not playing up to expectations according to them. Which, you know, that's probably their fault because it's just like this team is bad in the first place. But I still think this Bulls team should be like at the bare minimum winning 34 games. But right now, they're not playing like anything like that at all. I think you just need to just flat out just lose the rest of the season and try to hope you get someone in the draft. Get yourself the best lottery odds to make sure you stay in the top 10, and we'll move forward from there because I don't see anything saving this Bulls franchise besides some lottery luck right now. And I hate this Bulls team, man. This core, like, just with, like, I know Kobe hasn't really played recently, but Kobe played in that Hornets game, and then not like this. When I've seen Kobe out there with this core, it's just I hate it. It's not his fault. It's not like one particular like person's fault. It's just that this core together is just poorly constructed. And the supporting cast is, you know, not good enough to make up for everyone's weaknesses. Vooch is still on the roster for some goddamn reason. I don't know why. And Billy Donovan's still the coach. So, you know, people thought that maybe the Milwaukee Bucks might be in hell after the Giannis trade request. Or the Clippers for fire or just waving Chris Paul randomly in the middle of the night last night. But I don't know, man. I feel like that the Bulls are one of the worst teams in the league right now in terms of where they're at. Because even the Sacramento Kings right now have a worse record than us, and they have their pick. So, you know, I think that they might arguably be in a better situation than us right now because, I mean, it's not good over there in Sacramento either. Like, they're in an absolute just terrible spot. With DeRozan and Levine and others, but like at least that they have a worse record than us right now. So, I'm more for watching Paul Zipser, Cristiano Felicio. I mean, honestly, like I don't blame you in a sense, just because it's just like you expect to lose those games. I expect the Bulls to be better, especially against the Brooklyn Nets, and they just don't want to play. No shame to lose to elite teams such as the Jazz, Pacers, Wizards, Pelicans, Hornets, and Nets. Oh, definitely, yeah. Like, those are definitely some elite teams out there, man. I wonder how those cores are doing because, like, I think that, you know, they're young, but, like, they actually have some solid cores going. I wonder how the Bulls core is in comparison to those guys. Even Stacey said he plays small in those closing minutes, keep Terry instead of Vooch. That's saying something. Ed is saying something, but he also said that Vooch needs to be in the post and get more touches in this game, so... Let me step back and KMS Neil Funk. Yeah, Net Cemetery, LMAO, this franchise is just disgusting. First quarter was slow AF. That first quarter was awful, man. And I didn't like that there was a lot of emphasis trying to give Vooch the ball. The Bulls defense was just not locked in. Some terrible fouls. We weren't getting out in transition like we needed to. Some early turnovers by the team. It was a Giddey turnover to start the game and then a Vooch turnover to start the game, which was just like, oh my god, y'all. Like, the Brooklyn Nets are not a good defensive team. Like, you know, having like 20 plus turnovers against the Orlando Magic is one thing, but having all these turnovers against the Brooklyn Nets is just disgusting. Like, the Brooklyn Nets don't try in defense and you're just turning it over. Like, come on, man. I'm not Vooch being frustrated is the life equivalent of we're looking for the guy who did this in the hot dog suit meme. That is honestly very, very good. That's a good comparison, man. Bright spot was when Giddey looked like he lost faith in the team and just went downhill scoring a bunch in the second, was it? Oh, that's probably the only bright spot of this game. Maybe Julian Phillips to start the third quarter when he went a 5-0 run by himself. There's nothing else, honestly. And, like, look, I appreciate what Giddey did tonight. It was out of necessity, but, like, I wish he was this aggressive every night. But, yeah, I mean... At the end of the day, unfortunately, like, again, I appreciate for him showing up. It's just like this Brooklyn team sucks. So I'm just disappointed as a whole from the entire squad, including Giddey defensively. But yeah, I mean, the L is definitely not on him tonight. I guess I'm just not as impressed just because it's just like it's Brooklyn. Like, are we serious, y'all? Brooklyn is garbage. But hey, we're also garbage, very clearly. Giddey looking going home and crying that he didn't get to stay at OKC on a team that would have won the title last year. I mean, honestly, I don't really know. Like, I feel like Giddey might kind of, you know, I don't know if it would have felt as good for him if he won the title as a bench player, but, you know, that's his decision at the end of the day. You know, he wants to be the main guy on the team, and so we're giving him that chance. Vucevic and Patrick Williams gotta go ASAP. I've had enough of those two, bro. Patrick missed a wide open left-handed layup today. He just needs to be cut or something. Like, I cannot watch Patrick Williams drive anymore because this dude on his drives is just a terrible player. Patrick actually just needs to be fired into the sun. Like, get this guy off the squad. Vucevic is garbage again, so, you know, we were all questioning about the Vuce decline. It's happening. I'm sick of watching Vucevic out there, and I just want him off the team just so that we can stop hearing to post this man up, because he's one of the worst post players in the freaking league. And yet Stacey King is like, oh, we got to get back to posting up Vuce and everything like that, when the Bulls, when they were actually winning, never posted up Vuce once. But yeah, oh, when we start to lose, though, we got to get back to posting up Vuce, because that's apparently going to fix things. I actually wonder if it's locker room. It's been bad around / before the postgame where Vuce was clearly upset and Smith told him to be happy, looked more upset, and something like we nearly lost to the Wizards and played terrible. I think Billy has lost the locker room, honestly. I'm being dead serious. Like, there's nothing to me that tells me that Billy Donovan has the attention in the locker room at this point. Like, I think Vucevic has like tried to kind of be on Billy's side on some of the stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think Billy is, as a coach, yelling about the defense. The problem is obviously is that the young players aren't listening, and Vuce was just like, yo, guys, like, we got to be better defensively, right? And I do think that probably caused a little bit of disconnect in the locker room, but it's also just the fact that Billy has allowed it to get to this point here where the guys clearly are not listening to him that much in terms of trying to fix things defensively, because I still see the same mistakes every game, right? We're not switching effectively, which should be the simple thing, and we're obviously still not boxing out effectively in certain moments, and we very clearly, for some reason, are shocked when certain three-point shooters shoot the three-point shot. We're like, oh god, wow, like Clowney tonight, like, oh my god, I can't believe he's taking all these threes and draining them. Like, read the scouting report, for God's sake. I even know that Clowney can be a guy that can hit these shots. Like, you got to be aware. And it just seems like the team's just not listening to him. For, you know, I think it's partially valid, but like at the same time, I think that Billy has basically lost the trust of the team when he is not playing the proper guys down the stretch of games. Like that Cavs game, I'm always gonna go back to that Cavs game where the Bulls were, you know, in Cleveland. The Bulls had an 18-point lead in that game. It was a close game down the stretch. The Bulls were up in the last 2 minutes, and you know, for some reason, Jalen Smith, who was perfect from the field, had 18 points and 11 rebounds in 18 minutes or whatever. He was not in the end of the game, but yeah, Vuce was, and Vuce was god awful that night, right? Like, those sort of decisions, I think, kind of make you lose the locker room, because it's like, well, I was having a much better game, clearly, and the team was significantly better with me on the floor, and yet you decide to go ahead and just play the vet down the stretch of the game, even though he's been god-awful all game long. Like, those decisions lose the locker room. Those decisions at the end of a game where you suddenly are not trusting your coach to actually make the right decisions to end the game, that loses the locker room. That Pacers loss, I'm going to still go and look at it, and people are going to disagree with me on what Billy did, like, and, you know, say that I'm the one in the wrong. But Billy decided in that Pacers game, Andrew Nembhard went to the free throw line, he missed the first free throw, and Billy decided to put in Patrick Williams for rebounding purposes to make sure that if Nembhard missed the second free throw, that he get it. Which is just like, why? Like, Patrick Williams is a terrible rebounder. Why is Billy Donovan putting him in? And oh, by the way, you took Montes Buzalis off the rebounding line when he had 11 rebounds in that game and put Patrick Williams in his place instead. That's just stupid. Then Billy decides to go for the early 2-point shot to tie the game, but allowed 7.5 seconds left remaining for the Pacers at home. Okay, like, that's just bad coaching. There continues just to be bad moments from Billy throughout the year that, you know, 5-0 starts, so, you know, winning cures everything, but like, once you start to lose and you start to kind of question some things of like, man, like, I feel like that guy should have been in to end the game, you know, in this game. And, you know, I didn't like what Billy called here where we decided to do this decision. You know, why do we go so early at the end of a game against the Pacers and we let the Pacers get the last shot at home in a tie game? Like, we didn't even go for the win, we went for the tie. Like, there's all these decisions that I could look to that I'm just like, I mean, if I was a player, I wouldn't trust Billy. And especially if you're Montes Buzalis right now, like, yeah, you want to be coached hard, but you don't want to just be benched for making one simple mistake. Meanwhile, though, Kevin Huerter's allowed to just take stupid mid-range shots constantly, and he doesn't get benched immediately, even after he, you know, doesn't play well defensively or commits a bad turnover or takes a contested 18-footer with like 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Like, you know, that's... You know, I would think that player should be benched according to what I've seen from Billy Donovan, how he coaches Montes Buzalis. But Huerter, though, like, nah, it doesn't matter. He gets to just stay out there if he's healthy. certain guys are coached differently, and that's really weird to me when it comes to expectations. And I don't understand what Billy's trying to do. So, look, this is the reason why the Bulls suck is not solely because of Billy Donovan. This team is overall constructed poorly. The core sucks, in my opinion, and this team has no defense. But Billy should be better as a coach and make better decisions, and the Bulls should be beating these teams that are at the bottom of the Eastern Conference or at the bottom of the Western Conference, especially because, you know, this team is supposed to be, you know, all in on Josh Giddey and Kobe White and Booz Ellis, but we're not. And I even feel like even with this garbage team that you should still be beating the garbage teams. But very clearly you have shown that you are one of the worst teams in the league right now. So, yeah, I think Billy deserves a ton of criticism for this little stretch here. People are going to disagree with me on this, and I honestly don't care. I feel like if this is any other coach not named Billy Donovan, everyone's calling for him to be on the hot seat right now, but it won't happen. This is truly one of the least fun Bulls teams to watch of all time. Even Giddey just bounces around and runs and shit as his main advantage. I mean, it's definitely not. It's like Giddey, don't get me wrong again. I appreciate what he did tonight. I just, like, the half-court game is just still concerning me, man, with him. Like, the pick and roll is just still not the best, but I wanted to see Giddey's three-point volume go up, man. It would make me feel a lot better, but, you know, we get what we can right now. Maybe Vooch needs to join Pat and enjoy the high-speed rail system in China as they play over in that league. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind it, but I mean, Vooch could be something if he's just willing to take a bench role, man. It's all just ugly. Truly amazing after the way the first 5 games looked. It's incredible, man. Like, it's incredible that the Bulls now have lost 12 games, and it's just the start of December, and we started 5-0. Like, it's genuinely incredible. If I was on the Jumbotron, I sure as hell would not be gleefully dancing and being happy while watching this shit show. I mean, I don't think many others were happy, but, you know, people get to go to games when they want to. It was like 2 players, maybe 3 this game. Giddey, then maybe Ayo and Terry was it. I mean, I was even critical of Ayo in this game, but I also think that the Bulls didn't give Ayo enough shots in the first half. He then missed some shots in the second half, but he got going a little bit. I'll give Booz Ellis the third player. I think Booz Ellis had a decent start, and then the Bulls, of course, went away from him for some stupid reason, and then, it wasn't the best game from him, but like he gave some effort tonight, and I appreciate that. You know, I think that a lot of people are calling for the rebounding when it comes to Booz Ellis, and I'm like, hey man, like he's giving us at least 5 every game, and I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but like, you know, there's a lot of players on this roster that don't even give us 3 a game. So I think Booz Ellis honestly has been pretty decent with his rebounding recently. Other than Giddey, we are complete grade A USDA certified ass. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think certain players specifically deserve just to be labeled as just like absolutely just ass. Like this guy here, like I appreciate what Terry does, but like he's just also not good. You know, Carter as well. This guy recently, like it's just bad all around. Unfortunately, I feel like you can even like put Isaac Okoro on that list if he's playing, but you know, at least I know Okoro will try a little bit defensively. Ebo and Social is actually dogging on Matas. You truly can't make this shit up. Nah, if you're dogging on Matas, I don't know what to tell you, man. This guy is getting benched constantly from Billy. He's basically been tasked to try to like guard 3 different positions at once and also rebound more effectively. And block shots at the rim, and I'm just like, what do you want? Like, this is a second-year player right now, and you expected a 20 point per game scorer this season. You're absolutely out of your mind if you think that Booz Ellis is supposed to be a 20 point per game scorer this season. Okay, like again, I said it for many people that like I was even hesitant to raise my expectations, but I did after the preseason. But if you're dogging out Matas right now, who is like basically one of the only two like one of the only players on this roster that actually has 2-way potential, like you're absolutely out of your mind. You need to be blaming legitimately everyone else on this roster, including this guy who I just don't think doesn't do enough defensively. But it's just like people just want to just dog on this guy that is like, oh, but like high expectations. Well, maybe you start thinking about the coaching staff and the roster and the player development people and also the front office that drafted him. Like, maybe we should actually start thinking about those guys instead of just blaming the players constantly when it's just like, yo, this team is garbage. The coaching is not doing well. Like, why are we blaming this guy who's in his second year of his NBA career right now? Like, he wasn't a top 5 pick. He wasn't a top 3 pick, okay? This guy was drafted not even top 10, and yeah, we're like, oh, but expectations or whatever. Like, shut up. The expectations was that, hey, we're supposed to be better as a team overall, right? And yes, injuries have hit us, but the the team as a whole has been garbage defensively. You could blame every single person, and the coaching staff has been absolutely garbage. Like, I don't know what to tell people, and this is on the front office as well. Like, everything starts at the top with Jerry, but again, that's not going away anytime soon. So just because Jerry is a shit owner does not mean that, oh, AK and Mark Evers will get some slack from us. No, like, Jerry is a terrible owner. The front office also sucks. Billy Donovan also sucks, and this player group core, they need to give better effort defensively. Like, all things can be true. Should the Bulls go after Chris Paul, reunite with Billy, not to replace Trey as Josh Bakuba as a third guard instead of Carter? No. I want Chris Paul to go a ride into the sunset, but when playing some sort of winning team. So, ironically, I think that Chris Paul is going to go back to Oklahoma City, maybe, which would be funny, but I think they're full roster anyway. But no, I want Chris Paul to go play for a winner and just kind of be the second coach over there. I appreciate what Chris, like, AB, I understand the idea, but it's just like, no, he's not gonna fix this team. It's the Moose We Are Fucking Fucked song that's playing in my head right now, and it only plays in my head when I think a season is lost. I think this season is officially done. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, this Bulls team has been flat out awful. We're 4-12 since that, 6-1 start. So, yeah, I am very much just like, yeah, we need to just get rid of everybody. Sorry, we're 4-1 since 4-12 since the 5-0 start. Yeah, I think the season's over officially. So get ready. Honestly, like, I'm waiting for December 15th to roll around, because I do think that's when the team needs to start making some trades, and we're gonna actually see if the damn front office is actually ready to go ahead and make some of these trades, which I don't think they are. I think this front office is gonna try to do anything it's willpower to save the season, because again, ticket revenue is more important to them than actually trying to win games. So they gotta make this team at least decent somewhat. But yeah, I'm gonna pray to God that they actually come to their senses and they actually make a good decision here and start trading some of these vets away. Just understand the season's lost and just try to go full out young. And if Billy Donovan doesn't want to be part of a team that is in a full out rebuild, then goodbye. Like, we're the Chicago Bulls. We can pay 2 coaches' salary, for God's fucking sake. But, again, the odds of it happening, never. Have we ever had a game without the Patrick Williams special smoked layup? I mean, it's either a smoked layup or a dribble off the toe or a, bad handling moment goes out of bounds or he missed a dunk. It's one of those 4 no matter what. Usually it's multiple of those 4. But yeah. But I'm not looking to cut to basket wide open for Booze. Yeah, that was a terrible moment from Io, but I also just think that I'm going to blame Billy for that situation, because it's just like, brother, like, you have this team so, like, well, we got to run this specific play, when it's like, no, get out of your head with that. That's terrible on Io, obviously, but it's on also just, I think, Billy, because I just don't think the players are fully engaged at this point. I've seen this battle against these many terrible teams in a row. I can't wrap my head around how serious organization wouldn't make a wholesale changes in response. Oh, yeah, if it was a serious organization, then, like, there's immediate changes coming. But we're not a serious organization. This organization's terrible. Nets at least knew to blow up their team because they knew what they were doing before wasn't working. Yeah, the Nets did everything, like, they've done things well. I wouldn't say everything right, but they've done things better. So will Billy keep his job, yeah. Giddy maybe has the best asset, hates to lose, and consistently tries. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that from Giddy a lot. Like, I very clearly tell he hates losing, but I also would like to see better effort defensively from everybody, including him. But hey, if we're gonna be just losing games, then that's totally fine. Remember how we fired Tibbs after being 255, 139? Yeah, it's rough. If the game was assigned, he should be more aggressive, as you said, given the best moments were largely from that. I mean, I think he has to be. Like, I think Giddy's, like, he has to get this sort of pass first mentality out of his head, because for example, the start of the game, right, when he had a turnover, it's one of those classic situations for me where it's like Giddy's driving, not looking to score, he's looking to pass, and so when the pass isn't there, right, he then tries to force the pass, and it's just not a good decision, when instead it's like, no, you need to go in with the mindset of, I gotta score first, right? Like, do everything in your willpower to go and score first. And then if you don't have the shot, then pass it, right? That's what he needs to do. But I understand, though, like, he just wasn't brought up that way, and so it's gonna be hard to, like, drill that in his head. But I appreciate he like turned it on in the second quarter. Like, that was very necessary, but it's just like I wish that he was just more aggressive. Again, though, if there's anyone that we shouldn't be criticizing tonight, it's Giddey. Like, he was, the only reason why the Bulls even kind of made this a game. Bringing back Tibbs as president of basketball operations, to be honest, yeah, honestly. Eventually sucking is one thing, offensive end as well is nuts. Oh, it's terrible, man. Although I had no faith in Noah. This is sad adding for him. Didn't even get a chance. We should sign Chris Paul. I would hype up Kobe. No. We'll talk about the Noah Senge season-ending surgery that he's gonna be having, but yet again, I think the Bulls fucked up. Like the injury is out of his control. It's out of the Bulls' control, but I just don't understand what the Bulls were doing with the Senge to start the season. Like, the first couple of games, like the G League's not up and running. I get it, but then after that, I'm just like, once the G League's up and running, you gotta go and just put him down there if you're not gonna play him up here. But they kept him up here for stupid road games and whatever. I don't get it. I just don't understand. And now he's having season-ending surgery. What it's just like, okay, look, I understand that even if he was playing, like, let's say from the start of the season of the G League till now in the G League, like, if he was even playing in all those games and he got injured at this moment in time, like, it still wouldn't be a lot of playing time for him, but it's still playing time, man. And so it's the worst case scenario because it's a shoulder injury and he can't be lifting weights. He can't be adding weight to his body in his upper body. It's just going to be the worst ever sort of injury. Now, the good thing, I guess, is the fact that he is 18. And so it's just like, okay, well, if anything, it's like, okay, he'll be 19 next season. So it's like most people are rookies at 19 anyway. But God, man, I'm just like, you could have no faith in Asenge at all whatsoever. That's fine. Like, I would heavily disagree with you because, again, like, hell, like, this team needs defense, and I would take a guy that has insane length and athleticism on the perimeter. But I just, the way the Bulls have handled him is just absolutely disgusting. And if you have no faith in him developing under the Bulls, like, I think that's a fair thing to not have faith in. Like, I think that's a fair thing to question. But yeah, I think that in terms of like him as like, oh, like, was this just like the worst pick ever? Like, it could end up being, but at the same time, I'm just like, well, this is a spot you put yourself in if you're not going to be a terrible team right now. And you don't have any extra draft picks, that you have to go and make risky picks. That's the only way it's going to work. Like, you have to take risks. And that's what I don't think many Bulls fans understood, is that, like, you're basically drafting in a spot right now in, like, not the best draft overall, where you have to, like, take a risk. Like, that's how it has to go, unfortunately, because you don't have the beneficiary of drafting in the top 5, where you can draft someone that's a little bit more solid and, like, confirm that, like, yeah, he's going to be a solid player at least, and has maybe better potential. But if you continue to draft, 11th and 12th, this is what's going to happen. It's just how it is. Like, there's other guys that were also up there for sure, but like Thomas Sorber's injured with his foot. Like Carter Bryant, it's like, he's also kind of a risk. Like, we don't really know who he's going to be. Obviously Queen is there, but I think he's also a risk because defensively he doesn't show anything. So everyone's gonna say Queen, but I'm like, there's a risk amongst all these people still, compared to obviously the top 10, and that's where it's just like, I don't know what people want to sell me. Like, I'm just like, yeah, if the Bulls were just worse, then they would have been up there and drafted Con Knipple instead. Like, Bulls team definitely should be able to smack this Nets down on nearly any given night. Oh, 100%. This Bulls team should not be losing to this Nets team by double digits in the first place. But to be down by 18 at one point is utterly ridiculous and unacceptable. Losing Nets, Pacers, Pelicans, and Hornets would be a fireball offense to any of the coaches not named Lily Gumovin. Yep. Fire AK, I mean Billy Gum off into outer space. Yes, 1,000,000%. I'm on board with that. Get rid of Jerry Reinsdorf while you're at it. But again, not going to happen. OnlyFans girls more entertaining and much better value than CHS Center. I mean, honestly, there's so many more things more entertaining right now than DHSN. Which is fucking pathetic. No, after shooting 6 of 18 whilst getting dog walked by clocks and having 5 turnovers, says all the right things in the media. I just wish he showed what he preaches when he plays. Oh, brother, please. I wish that he would actually, play like how he says we should be playing. It's ridiculous that this is the vet here. And oh, by the way, guys, double machine. Hey, look, 16 points and 11 rebounds. Double machine. What a double machine, man. Double machine. Double machine. What a great player. Double machine. Like, it will never get out of my head that that one, I also fell for it, but like, how many Bulls fans are still on the fucking copium that, oh, double machine, double machine, double machine? It's just like, yeah, this is a shit double. Shut up. This is not the same thing. He had 6 turnovers tonight. He was 6 of 18 from the field as a center. Okay, like, I don't care that he got a double tonight. He was god awful tonight. Don't tell me double machine. There's a very clear difference between double machine and being actually solid versus what Vucevic does most seasons. Like, shut up. Did the Bulls fans even boo? Even Steelers fans can boo during Renegade and want Mike Tomlin fired. This fan base needs to grow a pair fast. I heard some boos, but I'll ask my one of my people at Bulls on Tap. He was at the game tonight, which I disagree with him going to the game and spending that money, but and getting the money in Reinsdorf, but I'll ask him about that. What I did hear from them though was that it was pretty dead silent in that arena for a while. Yeah. What a plan. Let's have one good defender, so let's try posting up near the shot blocking big. Oh, I know, right? Like, let's make sure that we post up Vucevic against like one of the better shot blockers in the league right now. Like, great idea. He would have been a bench player. He would have been a rotational star. At least that's what the discussion player was before his trade request at the end of the season. Oh, I thought he was going to be a bench player, but okay, my bad. Let's not forget Mark Iverson really wrote an article 2 days ago saying that we were just a Siakam away. Oh, brother, if people bought the Kool-Aid, they need to shut up, man. I don't respect your basketball opinion at this point. Patrick Williams' contract, one of the worst of all time. I think there's arguably more. Like, the Paul George contract looks really terrible right now. There's also the Timofey Mozgov contract, if you guys remember that one. Like, there's many contracts. The Bismack Biyombo contract. There's a lot of terrible contracts in the league. I don't think Patrick is the worst. Like, it's not 100 million, so yeah. We got hosted by the crazy ass podcast guy on PJ. Yeah, I think it's up there. It's definitely one of the worst, but it's not the worst. Oh, sorry, you did say one of the worst. My bad. In terms of all time, though, I still disagree. It's definitely one of the worst right now, currently in the league, for his current production and everything. Like, it's definitely one of the worst right now in the league. But like, I think in terms of like the history of like the NBA, I think there's a lot worse contracts up there. Team also may not agree with some of the defensive scheme being run to given the times it is an odd zone or a switch. It's honestly, I don't understand the zone timings, and I don't understand what players are doing in the zone either. So, AKM talking about having 90% good players equals 1 good player and 9 below average players are straight bum players. Yeah, we have like 1 good player overall in this guy, and like guys that are trying to figure out their way, and a bunch of bums right now that don't play defense. So. Even this one, Terry should have extended minutes in the fourth if Vooch just reduced. Oh, 1,000,000%. But yeah, what did Billy Donovan do? Take out Dalen Terry. Did Billy lose the locker room? I think he did, personally, yeah. All the post guys on the Nets just clobbered the Bulls. They did a CM Punk clobbering time impression of us. The worst thing about this season thus far is AKM really need to nail that 2025 lottery pick, and today's terrible news about Noah, it really is looking like worst case scenario. Here's the thing, I honestly don't even think that's even true. I think the Bulls needed to make a lot better decisions overall before this. Like, even nailing like the 2025 lottery pick, like, I don't even know if that would have saved this Bulls franchise right now. Like, I think this Bulls franchise is in such a horrible spot that, like, even if, let's say, like, Asenge, like, here's the thing, like, Asenge could actually become something great right now, but if you were expecting this, like, a rookie, drafted 12th overall to, like, come in and have, like, a serious immediate impact for this team, like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, like, that just wasn't gonna happen. Like, they could show promise, obviously, but they weren't gonna save this organization, okay? Like, the way you save this organization is if you go and draft one of the top guys in this upcoming draft, okay? Like, drafting 10th, 11th, 12th is not going to save this organization right now, right? Like, you have to go and make sure that you get one of those top picks and get some lottery luck here, or at the very best, you have to make sure that you can put yourself in, like, at worst, you get, like, the 8th or the 9th overall pick, right? This season's done, in my opinion. I don't know why at any point you should be looking at this season as anything more, but, I know this front office will. Not off, you lose by the taking Nets by double digits. It seems like rock bottom AK's tenure in the future is so bleak. I mean, yeah. If this is not rock bottom, I don't know what is. But it is definitely very important right now for AK to make the right decisions. And if he doesn't, then I'm going to really hope that a lot of Bulls fans stop going to Bulls games, because that's going to get their attention. All right, according to AK, they just need to find their Siakam. Yeah, like, add Pascal Siakam to this team right now. This team is not that much better. I'm sorry. How much of a bummer is that Essing is out for the year? Do you see it negatively affecting his development in a meaningful way? It 100% negatively affects his development. Like, this was supposed to be a year of just, like, getting used to the NBA and learning NBA plays, where he kind of fits and everything like that. Even if it's in the G League, it's fine. Like, just getting play under his belt, and he's not able to do that. And then add on top the fact that he's not going to be able to add weight to his body because it's a shoulder injury. It takes 6 to 7 months to recover in terms of rehab. Then he has to recondition himself come next season. So basically the rest of the season into the summer is basically him just rehabbing his shoulder. And then after that, he finally can get to the off season for himself and like start working on getting reconditioning and everything like that. But this is not gonna, this is gonna basically put him on the bench or, sitting at home for a while and not like working on his coordination, not working on his, his awareness. Like it completely ruins everything for his development for the season. Now, again, the one thing that is a positive is just the fact that, like, he's going to soon be 19 later this month. So a lot of rookies come in at, 19, right? Or even older. So next season is just like, okay, like it's going to be another big development year for him. And hopefully he'll, work on it and stuff. But it really puts a major halt to his development at all. So it is honestly like it could not be worse timing for this. 5-6 rebounds is fine for Booz. Giddy will get a heap anyway. Issue is team boxing out and not Booz rebounding. Oh, it's everyone else. Like, I'm seeing too many guys still just standing on the perimeter that are just like, oh, I guess, Vooch will get the rebound or something. I know it's the Nets, but shit, that is an efficient scoring line of shots versus points. Oh, I mean, yeah, it definitely is for Giddy. I think that this is very solid from him. It was just a solid start. That's a good pick for where he was selected. I agree. I think that there's definitely more in him than that, but it's on the Bulls to make sure that gets out of him. Like, we got to see that potential get realized or actualized, and it's on the Bulls to make sure that happens. Also, I think I missed it, but your thoughts on AD rumors. I mean, if especially after tonight, if anyone's in favor of trading for Anthony Davis, with especially how this Bulls team has just recently played, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it is just the most stupidest idea ever. It's not just because the fact that this dude gets injured and has not played in 60 games or more in the last 7 seasons, but it's the fact that if you're trading for Anthony Davis, it's a win now move, okay? Like, the Bulls are going to make the roster around Anthony Davis, and it's just like, this team is not ready to win now, very clearly, okay? So trading for AD puts a timer on your roster, even if he plays all 82 games. Like, it puts a major timer on your roster, and you're basically trying to win in like the next 2.5 seasons, because I have no faith in Anthony Davis being as good of a player he is right now when he's like 36. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't. So like it puts a major timer on your roster, which the Bulls, like, they're trying to develop guys, which you can't speed up development. But oh, by the way, they're not ready to win anyway. So what does adding Anthony Davis do? Even if you don't give up any of your core right now, like, you don't give up Giddy, don't give up Kobe, you don't give up Buzelis, you don't give up Asenge, like, even if you only give up like Zach Collins and Kevin Huerter, like, yeah, sure, people think it's like, oh wow, it's like you're not giving up that much, but it doesn't make this team suddenly a contender. It's such a terrible decision, and now you're trying to rush development with these guys. And you're just not ready. It basically makes this team from being garbage, at least in my opinion, to them being mid, and so it just sells a bunch of tickets then to make sure that, oh, we have a Chicago all-star caliber player in the arena, every other game. We're gonna sell a bunch of tickets, we'll be mid and make the play-in again. Like, that's all it does in my opinion. And it's like, if Anthony Davis makes you a play-in team, that doesn't make me feel good about it. Like, why would you do the trade in the first place? There's no reason to do such a thing, because I've heard this bullshit from people talking about, oh, let's trade for Anthony Davis and gauge where the team is at for like the next 2 to 3 seasons. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm sorry. You are an absolute idiot if you think that if you're trading for Anthony Davis and you get to kind of gauge where the team is at for 2 seasons, okay? You don't have time to gauge or wait for development if you get Anthony Davis on your roster. It is now or never. And so trading for AD and then saying gauge the backcourt for 2 seasons with Anthony Davis is just like, what are you talking about? That is such a stupid plan. I'm sorry. That is utterly ridiculous. What are you thinking? Okay? Trading for AD to me is just straight off the table at this point. But again, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Like, this Bulls front office is stupid, and I actually do think that there's a legit possibility that come December 15th, when most players are eligible to be traded at that point, we're going to see an Anthony Davis trade for the Bulls. And, some Bulls fans are going to be, shouting up and down cheerfully because it's like, wow, we gave up like only the Portland pick and like Zach Collins and Kevin Huerter for AD. What a win. And I'm going to be sitting here thinking, wow, I really wish this Bulls team would just go and lose the rest of the season. But instead, we're trading for an aging superstar who does not play games. And this Bulls team is not ready to win. Like, hate it. Hate it all. Chris Paul can be the Bulls, then can go to the Bulls, then become coach. I would take Chris Paul as coach, yeah. Not my type pick, but he's a legit option after he retires. He definitely is a legit option. I would take him over Billy Donovan for sure. Yeah, 1,000,000%. Will be a crazy funny switch mid-season from player to coach. That would be pretty funny, but I want Chris Paul to play the rest of the season. Like, I do think getting Chris Paul might, make this team a little bit better defensively just for him getting on guys' asses, but I'm personally, I want Chris Paul to end his career in a good way and not be on a sorry organization. Yeah, we don't even have the season develop as saying, so yeah, it's lost. Oh, it's a lost season for sure. The only thing really, honestly, we should be looking for is this guy. This guy needs the ball as much as possible. Like, I am legitimately, like, if he has, like, 10 turnovers in a game, okay, I'm like, okay, so what? I don't care. Like, that's fine. Like, we got him the ball. He got his reps in. He's facing multiple defenders every single night. And, for example, against the Magic, he faced Jonathan Isaac. Like, that's a pretty solid defender. Get him his reps and just see how he deals against it and get him the time that he needs with the ball. That is basically, in my opinion, the only thing that's important for this season right now. I think Giddey has shown enough for me. I'm like, okay, like, if we could cut back a little bit on your minutes, like, sure, fine. But I don't really care anything other than that. Like, I mean, yeah, try to play Terry, try to play, Phillips, who actually I think played pretty decent today. And just play all these guys that are kind of unproven just to see what you got. Winning does not mean anything at this point. And so trade all the guys that are supposed to be win now players, and you'll be in a much better spot, in my opinion, and hopefully losing a lot of games. The Nuggets offered us MPJ and Najee for Zach, and we declined because we didn't like Najee's contract. I mean, yeah, and it was also a first-round pick on top of that. So, yeah. I don't like MPJ as a person. I hate his overall I hate his overall just like views of the world. But if that means though that you trade for MPJ, get the first round pick, and then you trade Michael Porter Jr. later, I'm all for it because I think that very clearly, we saw like teams, Brooklyn's like, yeah, we'll take him for. We'll see. Like, I'm honestly interested to see what Brooklyn does with him because like they're also rebuilding. Like, there's an argument for him just to be traded somewhere. And so yeah, just go ahead and trade him out after that. Can we trade coaches with the Nets? Jordy is a crap team, but he actually is a B- solid coach. Yeah, Jordy Fernandez is actually like a solid coach. I'd be willing to trade coaches for sure. MBJ and Cam Thomas, perfect players for Duncan. They score well, don't pass. Oh, bro, I mean, I'm losing my mind. Like MPJ and Cam Thomas obviously doesn't help this team at all. Like this team doesn't help. They don't help this team at all moving forward. Like Cam Thomas especially, I don't really know what he's going to be doing. Like MPJ though, like I do think that you can definitely get some good trade value out of him for sure. But yeah, they're not going to help with the defense. I'll play 4 minutes this season. He wouldn't qualify as a rookie next season, right? I don't know how it would work. I think that he technically would be a sophomore next season because he technically he didn't miss the entire year. So I don't really know how it's going to work, but either way, the contract is a year less. So that's the way I look at it personally. Offer huge contract to OKC scouts and someone from development to poach. Offer them head coach contract level pay. They can find second rounders that slay and develop them in the G League on 2 ways. I'm all for it. Is it going to happen? No. He's like the best out of those non-top 10 guys, but I wasn't that big on him going to the draft. I'm still not, even with how he's looked, I'm still not that big on him. Like, yeah, he's been obviously better than Asenge because Asenge hasn't played, but like, I think I still would want Carter Bryant instead of Queen right now because the Queen's defense is just like, I have a big issue right now, and it's probably because of my PTSD with this guy, but it's just like, if you're a big and you don't play defense, like, I really don't care what you give me offensively unless you're Jokic. Like, Jokic is also not, like, he's had a pretty rough year defensively with himself, but, like, if you're a big and, like, you can't play power forward, like, and you're just terrible defensively, I am, like, really scared of you. Like, I feel like anything you give on offense gets kind of wiped away with your lack of defense, with just the way the league is played right now. So, that's just the reason why I'm not that high in Queen still. It's probably my cope, but it's also just, like, I'm stressing constantly, just, like, this team's defense is garbage. Like, Queen being added to this roster does not give me much more faith in this roster moving forward, because defensively we're still going to be flat out garbage, and he's going to be probably a potential main player for the team, right, starting center in the future, but his defense is garbage. So it's just like, I don't feel good about it. Like, it doesn't make me feel any better about this team moving forward. Like, I feel, and honestly, Queen wouldn't even be getting minutes under Billy Donovan anyway, but it's just like, either way, roster construction wise, it feels bad. Bulls are in limbo. We're worse than limbo right now. We're in absolute in the depths of hell. I didn't see the game, but Stacey was like, yeah, dump it down to Vooch is a simple game. Oh, he said it like 3 times. Like, Stacey King, just again, one more time for everybody, just so that I can just rant about this one more time, just to make sure that my Stacey King criticism is valid, all right? Like, look, Stacey, I appreciate, he calls games fun. Like, he's probably a much better color commentator than a lot of other, NBA color commentators out there, okay? But his analysis of the game is just flat out garbage. I'm sorry. Like, this man has called for Vucevic to get posted up a billion times in this game tonight, and I'm just like, you're an idiot. Like, Vucevic is horrible in the post. He missed a ton of shots in the post, and then Vucevic missed a hook shot that he should have made, and Stacey's after that was just like, hey, you know what? I'll take it. It's a good shot. No, it's not. Vucevic is one of the worst players in the post in the league this season, okay? He has not been a good post-up player in most of his career. Posting him up is one of the most stupidest decisions ever when it comes to the Bulls right now. It's just such a terrible decision, especially against Nick Claxton of all people tonight. But Stacey then also said that he wants the Bulls to stop switching, because he said, go look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. They don't switch. They seldom switch. I'm just like, what in the literal fuck are you talking about, Stacey King? OKC is so good defensively because their guards can switch onto big guys, okay? Their big men, like Chet Holmgren, can switch onto guards. They can switch 1 through 5. That is why Oklahoma City is one of the best teams in the freaking league in all of history, because they switch 1 through 5. They can switch throughout their entire roster, okay? They have Caruso, who can guard a big man easily, okay? Chet Holmgren can go out and guard the guards, right? They have guys up and down that roster with lengthy wingspans, and they switch constantly because they can. That's their strength. But Stacey's just like, oh, the Oklahoma City Thunder don't switch. I'm like, what are you talking about? Every team in the NBA switches nowadays. Every team does it, okay? So don't give me your BS 90s defense right now that you keep talking about. It's like, oh, just play man, just stay on your man, don't switch or anything like that. Like, shut up. You don't know how to play defense in this league. The Bulls defense is not bad because of the switching, okay? The Bulls defense is bad because they don't actually have any guys to stay in front of their defender, and they don't have a rim protector. It's not because of the switching. The switching is what's supposed to help them. They don't do it well, but that's not the reason why it's bad, okay? Like, Stacey is just a terrible analyst when it comes to today's game, and it pisses me off because you're gonna be hearing Bulls fans out there talking about, oh yeah, I mean, like, they hate Billy Donovan because the team is switching too much, which is just like, no, that's not why we hate Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan should get a lot of criticism right now, but it's not because of the switching on defense, okay? Like, Stacey King is just a terrible analyst, and I'm gonna continue to say it, and hey, if he's willing to go ahead and argue with me with all this stuff, I have so much evidence to back up my claims against him, especially the Vucevic post-up. Like, it is just honestly insane that this man does not want to look at stats for once in his lifetime. Not analytics, just stats. And the stats show that, posting up Vucevic is a terrible decision. So let's stop posting up Vucevic, for the love of God, and stop saying it, because it's putting the entire team and also himself in positions to fail. It's not good. It's a terrible decision for the Bulls. And one more time, we'll do this again, because for God's sake, that, like, if people are gonna be like, oh, where's your stats, Duncan? Like, I have pulled up this. I look at this almost too much, honestly. But right here, man, it is right here in NBA.com, which for some reason people don't really trust here. But this is what Vooch came in with tonight. Okay. This is not good. I'm sorry. He's averaging 0.81 points per possession in the post, okay? For reference of all the people that get a lot of post-up possessions, like, this guy, who is one of the best ever we've seen, is averaging 1.36. Giannis is averaging 1.13. Even Zubac, who's fallen off a cliff this season, honestly, is averaging significantly more points than him per possession. Like, it's just very obvious that, yeah, you should be not posting up Nikola Vucevic because he's getting the same amount of post-ups as Luka Doncic and Karl-Anthony Towns, yet he is significantly less efficient than these guys, okay? So shut up on telling me that we need to post up Vucevic more. We do not need to post him up more. He has not shown us good enough play in the post to be posting up consistently. He just hasn't. So let's move on. Let's just do something else and stop saying that we need to post up Vucevic. And it's just end all be all. Is Field the worst Bulls contract of all time? Probably. I'll have to think about that, but I think it probably is. Like this on a Shy Bulls podcast, ever since Billy said this team isn't talented enough to the media and Vooch called them soft, the team doesn't care anymore. Some things you keep in-house. But the problem is, though, is that if you constantly tell that to the team, like, hey, we got to try harder, you're not talented enough to not try hard enough, and they're not doing it, then I think you have to go to the media at some point. So, but either way, it's your fault for losing the locker room in the first place, and you resorted to the media. Like, that's your fault. We really expect them to make a good draft pick, even in the top 4. We literally had a number 4 pick. Avdia and Halburn were there. No, I mean, look, I don't expect them to do well in the draft, but at the very least, I'll feel better about you in the top 4 than you picking like 12th. Like, it'll make me feel a lot better. It's not gonna fix it all. I don't have faith that they're gonna get the pick right, but I would hope that they just kind of go chalk, and it would hopefully one of them is gonna land at some point. So. I trade draft picks for OKC reserves that are young for 80 as at least young potential, not injury prone and cheaper contracts. Oh, there's a billion other things, yeah. Not gonna mention Maxey were drafted 20 plus, which, I mean, I won't blame the Bulls for that one. Maxey was much later in the draft, but yeah. The Bulls managed to get some second rounders for like Smith or something, or Terry or something, yeah. I think Jalen Smith is a very possible player to get some second rounders out of. Terry is probably not. Like, you'll get maybe like a top 55 protected second rounder at best, but yeah. I know we want Vooch and people out, but most even a second for Terry or to swing or Smith doesn't sound half bad. Yeah, getting some seconds for Jalen Smith I think is possible. For Vooch, I don't even know at this point. Patrick, you need to send out a pick. No one's taking Patrick's contract. He's here for the next 4 years. So yeah, I'm gonna hope that you can just try to salvage value. Yeah. Jay McDaniels, quickly, Bane, Pritchard, Bay, probably a couple more worth picking over Flower, but I mean, 1,000,000%, yeah. Jeremy Rondo's gonna be a great coach. We might as well go for him right now. Yeah, I mean, I think Rondo was, you know, I when he was with the Bulls, he kind of showed like he probably had those like good coaching skills, but he's still. I gotta wait and see with him a little bit more. He's currently an assistant right now, so I gotta wait and see. Is Kobe fix this? No. The Bulls, honestly, like, I mean, like, I watched Kobe play like against the Pelicans, like he was there against the Hornets, like he was there against the Jazz in a sense, and we lost that game as well. Like, he doesn't fix this. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. He was also in the game where the Bulls won it by 1 point against the Wizards. Like, it's not all his fault. He contributes to the poor defense, but it's just he doesn't fix this alone. No. Trey Murphy 80 is maybe someone possible. Yeah, go get Trey Murphy instead of Anthony Davis, please. I get Trey or Herb Jones for the Pelicans and the deals, right? I don't think we should be going after those guys, but if it's between Anthony Davis and Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, I'm picking Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, like, easily. I'll get Trey Murphy and wonder how much we could give up for him. Like, it'd be Kobe and stuff, but we'll see. Vooch is a terrible bet. You want to call out your teammate? You want to call your teammates out? Want to hold them accountable? You do this shit behind closed doors. Team gave up on both him and the coach agreed. Yeah, it's time to move on from everybody. I ran Vooch 1 year, averaged 18 and 10, like 45% from the field and 32 from 3. That doesn't come to a good efficiency field goal percentage, true shooting percentage. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, it's honestly disgustingly bad. Like, and that's not even his worst year with the Bulls. Okay, his worst year with the Bulls was his first full year. Okay, where he shot like 29% for 3-point range. Oh no, sorry, maybe that was his third year with the Bulls. But yeah, it was awful. Like this season here, it was this one. So it was his third full season with the Bulls here. It's 48%, 29 from 3. This is a flat out awful season. Like, I'm sorry, this is a horrific season. Like, look, still 18 and 10, as everyone says, 18 and 10, double machine. I'm like, no, this 18 and 10 versus this season, last season, which he was actually like pretty solid. Like, these 18 and 10s are very different. Okay, still very similar points and rebounds per game, like even similar assists per game. Like, the blocks and steals are nearly identical. The turnovers are nearly identical. Okay, but this 18-10 in the 2024-25 season is significantly better than the 2023-24 season. It is just completely different. So when people want to tell me, oh, but double tone machine, I'm like, well, go look at those two. It's very different. Watch this Akeem play. He was not a good player. I mean, just because you're not a good player does not mean that I think you're going to be a bad analyst. But it pisses me off when he acts as if that the way that he defended in the 90s is going to be better than how teams defend today. Like, it's just not. A positive for people staying in a larger contract is then the Bulls don't have space to try to be super mid with AD like a player in the offseason, so may have to draft. I mean, I guess, but I think even the Bulls are going to find a way to work around that to try to go after somebody. Michael Jordan couldn't fix them, but on the bright side, he would make every single one of these soft boys retire from basketball in less than a month. Yeah. Oh, if say Jordan probably would fix the team as much as I'm actually an MJ fan. MJ would give the scoring option for half court a shooting guard that Giddey can actually the ball to him and be a second option. He wouldn't fix this team though. This team is too poor defensively for him to fix it all. He'd get this team to being like closer to 500 or better, but I mean, I'll give him more credit than that. I'll say that they might win like 44 games, but like this team is still too garbage defensively in my opinion. We'll make it a great team, but they'd be a proper playing team. Yeah, around there. Jordan demanded from his teammates no matter their skill level to be motivated for him. He actually held everyone accountable himself before everyone else. Oh, I agree. But it's hard to, hold guys accountable when they just suck. Like, it's hard. When you have no one that actually can defend, like, it's hard to hold guys accountable because it's just like they're trying, but it's less like, yeah. It's rough right now. Sorry, I need to turn my fan out of my room, which is crazy to say in this weather. Let's look at the standings, because I'm honestly trying to convince myself right now of like the Bulls can find a way to get worse. So the Bucks somehow won tonight, and this is after Giannis got injured, which is very funny. So Giannis had his trade request, quote unquote, and then somehow they beat the Pistons after Giannis only played 3 minutes and has a calf strain. So that's hilarious. But either way, though, the Bulls are now below the Milwaukee Bucks and officially out of the play-in right now. I genuinely believe with the way that the Bulls are playing, with how things are going, that they can be worse than Charlotte. I think Charlotte, assuming that Charlotte's able to kind of stay healthy, Knipple, Brandon Miller, and others, like, I think the Bulls can get below Charlotte, okay? So, if you can get below Charlotte, right, then that means that you're going to be the 4th worst team in the Eastern Conference, if that's possible. And then, this is the part that I just don't know. Like, this whole part here is just weird to me, because I don't know what the Jazz are doing. I'm gonna make an assumption that the Jazz are gonna find a way to be better than the Bulls this season, but like I don't know. Like, there's a world where they aren't. I think the Mavericks will be better than the Bulls this season. They're going through a rough spot right now, but like I still think they'll be better than the Bulls this season. Like, they don't really have a reason to try to lose right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they'll find a way to be better unless they trade Anthony Davis. But the Clippers, the Kings, and the Pelicans right now, man, like the Clippers have no reason to be bad, because that pick's going to OKC, so they gotta find a way to get some more wins here, because holy shit, like this is just awful from them. But the Kings and the Pelicans, I think they're just doomed. So let's just say here that somehow you're able to find a way. I don't know about the Jazz, but I'm gonna make the assumption that you're gonna be better than the Mavericks and the Clippers for the rest of the season, because right now, if you're wondering how this is working, okay. Like, well, we're going to go to Tankathon officially for the first time on stream this season, which is ridiculous that we're even talking about it, but here we are. This is where the Bulls are at. Okay, we're currently in the 12th spot. We're tied with Portland and Memphis. I think Portland won today against the Cavs, so that's good. Sorry, we're not tied with them, but we're tied in the win count with these guys. Memphis will be better than us. I have firm belief that they will be better than us for the rest of the season. But this right here, I don't know about Portland. Portland's in a weird spot. Like, I'm assuming they should be better than us, but again, who knows? Utah also doesn't really have much of a reason to be. Oh God, what is this pick? Is it like top 6 protected? This pick is pissing me off. Okay, so Utah actually has to be bad. Okay, so Utah's gonna try to be bad. So if you're the Bulls, then like, I can see moving up to 8th. maybe like assume the Clippers. Like, I mean, again, the Clippers have no reason to be bad this season. And maybe Charlotte, so maybe 7th. So you're at least guaranteeing yourself that you'll be in the top 11, but you'll significantly increase your odds getting to the top 4. Like, I guess that's just where I could see it. Like, I don't think you're gonna be worse than Washington, Indiana, New Orleans, or Sacramento. And I don't know about Brooklyn, honestly. Brooklyn's weird. But I think losing out is honestly, it's very feasible. Like, you can make up some ground here in the Tankathon standings and just try to lose out and see if you can find a way to salvage some value here. You're not going to be getting the best lottery odds, but I don't really see a reason why you shouldn't try. And again, I'm not a person to be an advocate for the tank. I genuinely hate tanking. I think it's one of the worst things you can do. But when it comes to this Bulls roster right now, like, I am, especially for a big market team, I feel like a big market team should never tank. But the Bulls have backed themselves into such a corner right now that I think that you need to actually consider this and just start losing for the rest of the year. Worry about player development only. Don't win games. Fire Billy. Just put Wes Unseld at the helm or something. I don't care. He'll be a better coach, I think. Yeah, and just pray to God that you'll land up high and hope that AK doesn't absolutely just botch the pick. So, because again, like, this Bulls team's not signing anyone significant in free agency, and why would they? This team's not winning. The trade options are bleak. Like, I know a bunch of people are talking about, oh, you can like offer a pretty decent package to Milwaukee. I think that there are significantly more teams right now that can offer a package to Milwaukee than the Bulls. And also, why would Giannis want to come here? Like, I know that he's talked about he would love to play in Chicago at one point, but like, again, why would he want to come here? Like, the Bucks have a better record than the Bulls, and he wants out from Milwaukee. So he's not coming here. Also, the AD trade is stupid. There are just significantly more teams that can offer a better package. So it's up to the Bulls here to just lose. There's no reason to try to make any sort of trades. Just lose out. And we'll be talking about player development on this channel from here on out for the rest of the season. But, yeah, man, I like, even myself, who was not that high in this core, did not think it was going to be this bad. The defense is worse than I thought it was going to be. And, they're losing to the worst teams in the league. So, very clearly, you're one of the worst teams in the league. And you should go ahead and treat this season as such. The 5-game winning streak does not matter. I don't care about it at all. It's not a thing. Just, we need to get that out of our heads at this point. It's honestly hurting us at this point right now. So, I honestly would have wished that we just started losing earlier compared to starting 5-0 in October. So, yeah, the 5-game winning streak does not mean a thing at this point. I hope that people understand that. There's too many people that are still on the cope about it, but we're done. Season's over. I might say if it's 60 with Jordan, sorry not playing, but also Jordan could easily sink any modern game by punching players in the face. Honestly, I think maybe some Bulls players kind of deserve a little punch in the face right now for the way that they're playing right now. So, pulling a harder version of Draymond Green while making them all broke gambling until they lose. I mean, hey, if you're winning games, doesn't really matter. If you're going past Bulls players, I'll take Jimmy for this team as helping as much as Style Wires or Balance Head. I disagree. I think MJ will get you more wins, but in terms of like who's available today, sure, but we need more of a reset. Not betting on games. People call me a gambler. We're living in the gambling era with multiple teams and rest betting on NBA games. Nasty clown work. Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot worse gambling right now going on than what Jordan did, for sure. I agree though with Box. That's just random shit. Like, that's not gambling on the game. Like, that's random shit. Jordan's gonna go try to win the game. So that's the one thing I know for sure 100% with Jordan's, that he's gonna go try to win the game. He's not gonna try to throw a game intentionally. He's trying to win the game no matter what. So I'm just like, nah. If they're betting on just that random stuff, so be it. That's everyone else's poor decisions with their money. I like optimism in the Bulls to tank against me looking at what 3 players the Bulls can manage to get to make this roster work. But to me, I just genuinely, I do not like this roster. There's nothing to me that you can add like 3 players to this roster right now. I'm like, yeah, this will work. Like, I think adding Giannis to this roster still does not make this a good roster. It makes it like a mid roster. So, and if you're going to add Giannis, like, you have to add more pieces around it. Like, it doesn't help. And here's the thing that I think some Bulls fans aren't even considering. If you're getting Giannis, you're trading Giddey in that trade. Like, there is no reason to keep Giddey if you're going to be trading for Giannis, because Giannis wants the ball in his hands, Giddey wants the ball in his hands. It's not going to work. Like, you have to trade Giddey. If you do that, then you probably maybe can like keep Buzelis in that sort of deal, and maybe or keep an extra first or something like that. At the very least, you're keeping Ayo, because Ayo would be like the best player next to Giannis, like an efficient player that can surround him, that shoots well from 3-point range, doesn't take a lot of shots. Like, he's perfect next to Giannis. But like, at the end of the day, you're still missing a shit ton of help around Giannis. Like, you're basically gutting your team and its future assets for Giannis. Like, that's not gonna help this team. I think adding Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, like, yeah, it'll help a bit, but I think this team is still gonna suck defensively. Like Herb Jones alone is not gonna fix this team's defense. Like, it's just not. So like, I think first and foremost, let's start with like getting rid of Vooch. Like, trade Vooch away, again, not gonna happen. But like adding a Nick Claxton defensively, sure. Let's just start there, because I know. Like, for example, you Charles, you hate Nick Claxton, but like, he'll give us some rim protection, and he's like actually efficient from the field. Okay, so let's start there. You add in Nick Claxton. Don't know what you give up, but you're probably giving up a first in that deal. And you're going to look to add like a Jalen Suggs-ish type of player to, you trade Kobe for that sort of guy. And then, yeah, you're hoping to add like a Herb Jones-ish type player at like the small forward position and not have a Coro starting all these games. Like, even then, I look at the roster, I'm like, it's better. You'll definitely be making the play-in in the Eastern Conference, but I don't think it's worth it by any means. I would much rather just go and just tank the rest of the season, honestly. I just have no faith in trying to make those sort of moves, because you're basically spending assets for a team that is not winning at all, and you're making the team just kind of mid, and you're spending assets to do so. So I might as well just lose if that's going to be the decisions. Are the Bulls a big market? We're the 3rd biggest market in America, or arguably the 4th. It matters what you think of Dallas, but I would argue that we're the 3rd biggest market. It's a shame that we have someone asking if Chicago's a big market, because if we are, but we don't act it. Oh yeah, it's like, we should be up there with the Lakers, with the Knicks, right? Like, we should be up there in terms of spending every single year, like how Golden State spends every single year, okay? We should be up there. We don't do that, though. Like, we should be acting as a big market team. We should, the Giannis rumors, like, a lot of Bulls fans are trying to generate, oh, Giannis to Chicago, right? But most of the league, if they have just a little bit of just common sense, understands that Giannis is not coming to Chicago. Like, why would he? But what should be happening, though, is that if there's any sort of, player on the market, okay, free agency or via trade, that it should be that, oh, that player could go to Chicago. That's what we should be that's what we should be as an organization. But instead, we're such a loser franchise that is not willing to spend money, and definitely not willing to give out a supermax contract to any of these guys, and continues to just build terrible teams, and has never shown the ability to consistently go and spend luxury tax whatsoever, or if any, right? Like, it's just not a thing. Why would anybody, if you're in the NBA, if you're a superstar, want to come to Chicago? Why would you? This organization is a sorry-ass franchise that doesn't want to try to actually go and get a star, okay? Because they don't want to spend the luxury taxes to try to actually build a contender. There's no reason to come here. So, the unfortunate thing about it is that, like, I think that you can talk to a lot of people. You can, Chicago itself has great advertising for why Chicago's so great, but the best advertising when it comes to the Bulls itself is the players that have played on the Bulls, and they're going around telling other players, like, yeah, don't come to Chicago right now. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, that is the worst thing possible, because it's propaganda against your team. But if you if the players see that you're not giving a damn about the organization while they're playing for the organization, that word's gonna get spread around. Players talk. Like, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna end up that, yeah, no one wants to come to Chicago, and we're all sitting here like, oh wow, I wonder why. Yeah, freaking Jerry Reinsdorf's stupid ass is just, he doesn't take the organization seriously. But yeah, it's ridiculous though. Like, we should be like, it should be common sense that Chicago is a major market, but I'm not like, I'm not, here like criticizing you, Tay, but I'm just like, it just sucks that like you even have to ask that, and it's not your fault. It's the Bulls' fault. It's the Reinsdorf's fault for making people think like, oh, I thought the Bulls were a small organization, because like we act as if we're a small organization. Like, that's how we act. We don't have enough value to make any good trades that would work without cutting our roster and then having to pick up free agents in order to get back into having 14 players in the roster. Yeah. Milwaukee Cats are free agent this summer. Restricted. He's not. I don't see a world where we get him. We're in between a rock and a hard place. One bad move with another. Here we are in purgatory again. Yep. Bulls are a huge market as the sales abroad are massive. Oh, the Bulls as a brand is everywhere in the world. It's not just in Chicago. It's everywhere. You can go to games anywhere and you can find someone wearing a Bulls jersey, man. Rockets are actually growing the market as the Chinese people so selected, and the available money from there is growing disposable income. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, like Yao Ming, obviously, but like James Harden was also very, very popular in China. And so, like, yeah, there's of course going to be a major Chinese, fan base there, and that's awesome. I wish the Bulls had that. Like, I wish that we could have that more consistently. Yeah, due to Ming, yeah. I mean, Yao Ming obviously was a huge factor, but like, I mean, like James Harden was huge in China. Like he was humongous in China when he was with the Rockets, which obviously it's a lot due to Yao Ming, but like Harden was also a major brand out there. I know tons of people who got nothing to do with sports in general, sporting Bulls gear, hats, Blazers jacket. Yeah, there are people that don't watch the Bulls anymore that I know that are like they have it always on. Like, the Bulls hats are everywhere. You go, like, not just Chicago, but anywhere. Like, you can go up to Wisconsin, you'll find people wearing Bulls hats still, even though it's like, people think, oh, competition or whatever. Like, we hate Wisconsin. And yeah, I hate the Green Bay Packers as well. But like, the Bulls are a major brand. Michael Jordan was humongous across the world. But the Bulls just are a great brand overall. It's red, it pops out, and it's just like people want to wear it. They have pretty cool colors. Hell, my channel is basically Bulls colors. Like, my YouTube channel, it's basically Bulls colors, but I associate myself with red. But either way, like, it's a major brand, and here we are acting as if we're just a small market team again. Better for the Milwaukee for small things. I hear 1 million% the Chicago food is better than Milwaukee. Yes. Now, here's the thing. I won't say that Chicago food's better than every place in America, okay? But it is definitely better than Milwaukee. Yes. The Bulls are branded to one player, then Marcus Feising. Yeah. Yeah. And Tyrese Thomas. Yes. Yes. 1 million%. No Sione, for sure. Keith Bogans. Yep. Yeah, man. I'm. This is just a sorry ass organization right now. It's so frustrating, just because it's just like, man, I want to see this Bulls team in my time as a good team. I just don't know if we're ever going to see it. Like, I mean, granted, again, I watched the Bulls when, like, it was the Pau Gasol, Joakim Noah, Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler year. Like, the year that LeBron hit the game-winning shot in Game 4. Like, that was a solid team. But since then, man, it's been rough. And I didn't really start watching until 2012-13 season. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. From here on out, I don't have much faith. I really hope that, like, it's basically like all we have is hope that, like, Reinsdorf comes to his senses, or like AKA Mark Eversley, like, actually stop being idiots and they actually come to their senses as well. And they actually go and make the proper decisions. But I think that we're basically hoping that somehow or some way that, like, we're basically hoping we win the lottery if we're hoping for that. So, and I mean, like, the money lottery, not the draft lottery. So, the Bulls could win the draft lottery here and still find a way to fuck it up. But at the very least, you won the draft lottery, which for some reason Bulls fans think is a terrible thing with the way that this team is currently organized right now and built. Like, the Bulls getting the first overall pick is not a bad thing, for God's sake. It's a good thing. Like, I don't know why people act as if getting the first overall pick is a terrible thing. Like, people are trying to justify that, oh, I mean, the Bulls, we were a coin flip away from, getting Cooper Flagg. And I'm just like, yeah, that really fucking sucks, you fucking idiots. But yeah, people are trying to justify it as a good thing. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, it's a terrible thing. We didn't get Cooper Flagg. Like, Cooper Flagg would have been great here. Yeah, we have Kendall Gill before the season starts that says, nah, the Bulls don't need Cooper Flagg. We already have Cooper Flagg. His name is Matas Buzelis. Like, shut up. No, we don't. Like, adding Cooper Flagg would have, like, even if you think that Matas Buzelis is better than Cooper Flagg, why is adding Cooper Flagg a bad thing? It's a good thing. Add more talent. Adding more talent to the roster is never a bad thing, for God fucking sake. But people are just like, they're so hell bent on just like, no, we're good. We're fine. Like, we'll be okay. Derrick Rose and Meg Gordon pushed the Celtics to a Game 7 series with Tyrese Thomas being almost a starter. Yeah. There's actually a lot of queer community wearing Bulls gear, as it looks nice, I'd say, as well. And I sort of look aimed for. That's cool. I'm glad to see that. I just wish that the organization would just be cooler. So that, that'd be good for them, but yeah. But I mean, it does seem like at least that the Bulls are very inclusive for everybody. Focus was 18 minutes per game starting 2-guard for us. Yeah. Thanks for us. Oh, I see. Another great decision letting Ben Gordon, who was clearly working with D Rose because we didn't want to pay him and replace his minutes with Keith Wilkins and Ronnie Brewer. Yep. Oh my god, bro. Then we brought in Rip Hamilton also. Yeah. Yeah. Cooper Flagg would have fit well in a lot of timeline and needs nowadays. I mean, it's insane with just the shit you hear from certain people that cover the Bulls. Like, Kendall Gill is also just not very smart when it comes to the Bulls. Like, he's the post-game guy, but yet he also iterates the same shit of, like, we gotta post up Vooch, we gotta make sure we get Vooch involved down low, and that he has his, he really hypes up the players on the current roster, which, hey, you know what, I don't blame you for, but at the same time, you can also just be real about yourself and just be like, yeah, this team needs more help. Like, not a bad thing. Yeah, man. I do think I'm going to be kind of just, I already kind of announced this a little bit earlier, but I'm definitely going to be announcing this kind of consistently from here on out. Unless something really does change here from this Bulls team, like, again, it's like, it has to be a massive Buzelis development, or Giddey actually becomes Luka Doncic, or Kobe becomes, like, James Harden 2.0 or something like that. I don't know. I do think that I'm probably going to be making these streams shorter, because it's just like, it is definitely just the same swan song that we're going to be talking about in these streams. Again, I'm still going to be covering this Bulls team, but I also, like, I do think that this season is definitely going to be me prioritizing a little bit more of watching the rest of the league. Because the rest of the league is very fun right now. I'm having a hell of a time watching other games. Like, I think a lot of the other games are really fun, assuming that guys are healthy, which I know right now it's just, there's a lot of injuries going on right now. But yeah, I definitely am not probably gonna be like doing like 2-hour to 3-hour streams from here on out. I will also just for when my classes start up in January for the next semester. I'm still in classes, by the way. I have finals next week, so luckily for me, the Bulls don't play a lot next week because of the whole in-season tournament. But once my classes start up in January for next semester, there's definitely gonna be some days I'm just not gonna be able to cover the team, so it'll probably be saving all of us from just absolute hell on earth and everything. But yeah, man, I'm so disappointed right now, just seeing how bad this team is and how we continue just to be just a sorry ass organization that is not going to change anything anytime soon. So so there's still obviously going to be content coming from me. I'm going to be probably focusing a little bit more on my writing. I need to kind of focus that up a little bit more. If you guys didn't see, I made a preview for OnTap Sportsnet for this game today. So I'm taking a little bit more of the writing stuff. But yeah, I'm going to be like, I'm basically just kind of saying that, like, I do want to watch, like, especially if there's like a second game on, like on a nationally televised game, like I want to watch it, or at least the second half of it. So tonight there's none of that tonight. There's no ESPN games tonight. But moving forward though, man, like it's time. Like, this team is just so sorry that I'm just like, okay, like I'm obviously still gonna be here covering the team, and like again, I'm not here to tell you to continue to be a Bulls fan. Like if you don't want to be a Bulls fan from here on out, I think it's a good decision. I'm not being paid by the Bulls by any means to be like, yo, still be a Bulls fan. No, like I think you should honestly, if you support other teams, go support those teams right now. Don't support the Bulls. But I'll still be here covering the team. Like, I'm still just diehard for life, and I'm gonna continue covering the team and do my analysis. But in terms of like longer streams, like I know we've had a lot of longer streams to start the year, and I've covered every game so far, which I'm proud of myself. But it's just God, man, this team is just so bad. Yeah, I'm not ending early tonight or anything like that. But moving forward, I'm just letting you guys know. Oh, me. Anyone know why Jason Goff got fired? I personally do not know. I wanted to reach out to him because, like, I guess technically I am in the Bulls like media community, but he basically kind of just hinted at it as like on his Twitter. It's just like, yeah, they just couldn't come to an agreement, which is ridiculous. Like, I think Jason Goff does an incredible job with his work, and did a great job with Bulls pregame and postgame, and yet for some reason they just let him go. So, I'm happy for Cameron Smith. I think he's done a good job, but I don't understand why Jason Goff couldn't figure out a deal. Bulls for offers and ownership never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. Yep. That's why AMD instead of Motorola would be hilarious. Bulls need a time machine to go back at their all-time great player and youth like Gilmore, Jordan, Pippen, and Rose. I mean, wouldn't that be great? Do you think there's anything to the number of calf injuries in the league? I think that there's part of it is that it's a copycat league, right? And so we saw the Thunder and the Pacers go to the finals, right? The Pacers took the league by storm and made it to the finals with fast pace, high tempo, a lot of depth, and we saw just a lot of guys giving just a lot of effort out there. And I think that you're seeing the teams trying to replicate the faster pace. We saw, for example, the Indiana Pacers, like they picked up full court defense, and that's something that we saw earlier on in the season where a lot of teams were picking up full court. And that just exerts effort onto your body. It's just constant effort of just picking up full court, and you're traveling a larger distance throughout the game. Teams have started to scale back from it, including the Pacers, where they've scaled back from the full court defense, because teams are now more prepared to get past a full court pressure, which is like now leading to the defense being played in full court just not that necessary. But I think that was part of it to start this season. But then for the other parts of it, I honestly don't know. Like, I'm really starting to get concerned about a lot of these guys of just kind of like their AAU days and, certain workouts they're doing. I'm like honestly really concerned. But I do think that part of it is just the amount of the amount of miles these guys travel now in a game is just at an insane amount. The ability to have to shift back and forth, like you have to change directions like that in today's game. That's leading to part of it. And then obviously, like I talked about, like full court pressure, playing faster, that all adds up. But I will also say that I think that the negative step, and this is where I'm talking about like fundamentals and like, guys in AAU ball, but Halliburton, the play that Halliburton tore his Achilles on, it was a negative step, right? Basically, he caught the ball, and instead of, going forward with his first step, he went back with his right leg, right? He went backwards. And that puts a lot of pressure on the Achilles, and that's why it snapped. Obviously, before that, he had a calf issue, which then, you're putting more pressure on your Achilles that way, and you're very easily able to tear it if you have a messed up calf. But I think that's part of it. Like, I think that these guys fundamentally are, they're trying to be as efficient as possible, but you're basically putting your body on the line in some of these moves that you decide to make. And it's leading to some of this. So I don't know, honestly. I know that the league and other people are doing the whole like big test on the calf injuries and everything like that. I think it's just kind of the obvious though, just like you're changing directions constantly, you're going up and down the court constantly, you're traveling so many miles per game now. It's an insane amount. You have to guard 1 through 5 and on many teams. You're just exerting a lot of effort constantly. There's like no breaks, and it's just because the way the league is played, like you're seeing that teams are trying to be as efficient as possible. So if you can get a quick bucket here, if you can shoot a 3 here or whatever, like it's just It's a lot on your body. And the legs go first. So, I think there's gonna be a lot more involved that we're gonna have to look at, but I'm really starting to question some of these guys' workouts because the calf injuries are at an insane level right now. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. League-wide an amazing season. Hopefully some good ones ahead. I was curious what you study. I'm currently, so I have a degree in sports communication already. So like, you know, as you very can clearly tell, I wanted to go into the sports media world. It's hard to get in, and it's even hard to get in when the economy's going right, and the economy's not going great right now. I'm currently learning accounting right now. I'm trying to get my CPA. I don't know what it's called, but I'm trying to pass my CPA exam, which I'm currently studying for right now. So, hopefully that works out for me. But it's going good so far. The season has so many stars getting hurt. Yeah, it's insane. On calf injuries, I've seen there's a direct cause on how taking off changed last season for players. I see. Okay, yeah, like taking off when you decide to dribble, which, yeah, negative step. Yeah, I'll never not be a Bulls fan. Yeah, I'm always gonna be a Bulls fan, man, forever. It's never gonna change. I watched Bulls from 99-04. If I can stand that, I can stand this. I don't know, man. Like, we might actually be in the worst stretch possible right now because AK is just such an idiot. But I will just not support them when they're hard-earned money until they get serious about the organization. Yes, I firmly am in full agreement with that. Now, again, I will admit this. Again, I do pay for Chicago Sports Network, so I do apologize about that, but I'm never going to a game. I'm never spending money on a game until the Bulls actually get serious. So yeah, I am sorry for paying $20 a month to CHSN. I hate it. It's a terrible broadcasting group. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, again, I'm never gonna support them for the tickets. Was a little playstyle change. Someone showed a line with the rapid increase in them. That visually looks credible too. Okay, yeah. It's the negative step, right? Like, the negative step is, like, it's a serious issue. Like, it's the negative step was the same play that Tatum also tore his Achilles on. The negative step was, I think like Durant had it was similar to the Durant, like his was also similar with his Achilles tear. Yeah, that needs to be looked at. For other teams at the same time, I just like good basketball to watch. I not cheering for Rockets, but enjoying watching. I mean, yeah. It's great. It's like there is just so much good basketball, especially out west right now. Like that, I'm like seriously enjoying it. Anytime I get to watch the Thunder, the Lakers, Spurs, Nuggets, like even the Spurs without Wemby, they're like an enjoyable team right now. Like even the Phoenix Suns this season, who I thought were gonna be awful, like they're like a fun team to watch at this moment in time. Okay, excuse me, my watch team story with GSW. Yeah, I picked the Warriors to win the championship this season. It has not gone well. I know Curry's out right now, but yeah, it has not gone well so far. But I mean, the good news for them is that they're only 4.5 games out of third, so they can make up. It's just hard though. I figured the Bulls would fall back down to earth after a 5-0 start, but damn, man, they crashed back to earth like crater level hard. Yeah, man. I mean, once again, to everybody that came into my chat in like the first like 3 games of the season and said like, "Yo, Duncan, how dare you disrespect this team? How dare you disrespect AK? How dare you disrespect Billy Diamond? How dare you disrespect these players? Like, where are you at now? Like, you know, these guys haven't shown up since. It's very funny. You know, I ate it early. I said this Bulls team's only win 36 games this season, and you know, I ate it early on. I was just like, wow, they're definitely proving me wrong, and I still showed up to stream and ate it. Since then though, I don't know where they are. They're just nowhere to be found. So, yeah, it's a serious crash down back to earth, but not even crash down back to earth like you said. They just flat out made a crater with how bad they've been. I like underdogs too historically. They're fun, yeah, for sure. Bulls always start the season off slow, get hot at the end of the season to make the plan. They went reverse this season, start off hot, and will probably end in the lottery. So here's my concern. I think this Bulls team is going to continue to struggle throughout December into January, but I think that this Bulls team, if the Bulls don't actually make the proper decisions here and they're still trying to win, I think they're going to go on a run like post-February after the trade deadline, because that's when teams start to, like, especially the playoff teams, like, they start not to take things as seriously. The teams that are already tanking or have soon now decided to tank, they're full-out tanking at that point. And so the Bulls are going to get some wins if they decide to actually go that route in, like, post-February, like, post-All-Star break. So I think that the Bulls have still a decent shot at making the play-in tournament here, especially if Milwaukee actually decides to trade Giannis. But I'm just gonna hope that they don't do that. Like I really hope that this Bulls team just decides to lose out early, and just don't think about the play-in. I'm gonna despise everything about it if the Bulls somehow get the 9 seed and give an extra game to Reinsdorf. It's gonna piss me off so bad. Gary Vitti talked about the injuries and the main reason that they have to have you watch it, Doug. It's like 13-14 minutes apart. Byron Scott's pod here. I have not seen this, so this is another bookmark for me. Thank you. I'll be watching this later. I'm trying to, when I say negative step, I don't know if everyone knows what I mean, but like, it's so hard to explain, but pretty much though, it's like, what Durant, okay, hold on. Unfortunately, I hate to do this, but, I'm gonna show the Achilles injury for Durant. Like, I hate showing this, but, oh, honestly, I don't know if they're even gonna give this to us, but nope, that's a terrible look. Let's go to Halliburton then. So pretty much though, when I say negative step, it's this, okay? Instead of Halliburton obviously pushing off of his like feet where they were already, he's loading up on right here his back foot. Like his first step is basically backwards. Like I know that it's like, you know, you can argue that it's not even his first step, but like his first step pretty much though, or his first movement, is he's putting a ton of weight on his back foot, and his back foot is a lot farther back. Okay, like this is how like we're getting like, you know, these guys are getting like takeoff speed, and that's where it snaps, like right there. And he already had a calf issue with that calf earlier, so obviously then you put a lot of pressure on that same leg and you put it all the way back, like puts the Achilles in a weak spot and it just snaps. Like that's what I call the negative step. You know, you can watch games and you can see a lot of players, they still use this as an effective way to try to take off still. Like, many players still do it. It's just that like I'm just seeing like a consistent theme now where, and this is what talked about a lot during the offseason, but like I mean the Tatum injury is like almost the exact same thing. Like it is arguably the exact same thing with what we saw with Tatum. Like it's this negative step that he decides here, right? Like he's gonna get the ball back. Oh, sorry, my bad. I forgot it was an off-ball play. But watch, like he's going for the ball in this play, but you see here it's him taking the step backwards still, right? The ball's loose, he's trying to go for it, and boom, right there when he goes back, it just snaps right there. And so I guess for some reason I can't find the Durant injury, but like Durant was dribbling, but it was also like similar. It's like he put all that weight on his back leg and it just snapped. And again, he had a calf issue before that. And the Durant injury is always so crazy to me because I remember when that calf injury happened with him, because I was watching that game live, and he legit took like a 16-foot jump shot wide open. He just drained it. And then after he took the jump shot, he came up and he like looked at, he like was like, and like he looked back as if someone kicked him in the leg. And I was like, I thought Durant tore his Achilles then, but then obviously he's out for a while and the Warriors still find a way to get to the finals. He comes back for game 5 and they think that he's fully ready, and you know, he hits 3 threes earlier in the game and then boom, it just snaps. So yeah, the calf injuries are definitely very scary, which is why the whole Kobe White calf issues are really starting to concern me because his right calf was what was injured. What was injured earlier to start the year. It's now his left calf that's giving him issues. So I'm just like, what is Kobe doing that is suddenly just like putting all this pressure on his calves suddenly? That it's not even the calf that he was giving the problems in the first place. It's now his other calf that's giving the issues. And so like, I don't know what Kobe's like. He's aiming for a Friday, but I'm just like, if it's a calf issue, I think you're out for a while. I don't think you're coming back anytime soon. So, yeah, I'm definitely concerned about all these calf issues. I know that there's a lot of research going on from the NBA trying to figure this out. I hope to see some sort of resolution from it. But like with a lot of injuries in sports, like Tommy John, for example, in baseball, like it's just kind of hard. Like I think that at the end of the day, you're just seeing athletes trying to get as much as they can out of certain moves, like just trying to be as efficient with their body movements, and it just ends up leading to certain things. Like, I mean, for example, like, you know, we as humans are not supposed to be throwing baseballs at 95 miles per hour. Like, that's not really what we should be doing. That's not what our body was built for. But now this last season, the MLB just had its most amount of balls thrown at 98 miles per hour or more. It was like a significant amount more from even last season, and that was a lot the previous year. Like it just shows like we're just trying to get as much as we can out of our bodies. That we're pushing it to the limit at all moments, and it's leading to this sort of stuff here. So, yeah, I'm really concerned, honestly, but I hope that, you know, technology finds a way to just catch up with it. Dang, accounting my partner's an account, so I'm going to see if she will guess that from you. Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know if I look like an accountant by any means, but I mean, hey, I've been really good with numbers my entire life. I didn't love math that much, but I was always good at it. And so yeah, you know, I'm learning accounting now, and I enjoy it right now. I just, you know, it's something I could do well that hopefully pays well when I get into the workforce like that. It's admirable that someone too young to not experience the Jordan era is still a diehard. Like, take away the Jordan era, we're basically Sacramento Kings. Oh, we're for sure that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm a diehard for all my sports teams. Like, it's just how I am. Should I be that way? Maybe not, but you know, just because, like, I want to make this clear, I'm a diehard for the Bulls, but I'm also just in general NBA fan. Like, I love the rest of the NBA. I watch it constantly, so. I want the Bulls to win, obviously, but like, if you don't want to call me a diehard because like I enjoy other teams, okay, but I really enjoy, you know, the rest of the league as well, as even though I'm a diehard Bulls fan. So, but yeah, it's how we are. We lost NBC Sports Chicago, got back Sports Vision. Oh my god, it's just the Chicago Sports Network sucks, man. I'm sorry, it's just so bad. The stream was just terrible today, and I'm just like, basically, I move a step backwards. Keenan Evans, EuroLeague towards Achilles like a couple weeks ago, doing the negative step, not even a hard one. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is also like, we're seeing this in football too, by the way. Oh, it says this is unavailable, unfortunately, box. Yeah, unfortunately, this is what it says for me. Sorry. Sad thing is that it's not like it was like a week since he came back from rupturing his right patellar tendon and being out for 18 months, 2 minutes a game. Oh, that's brutal. Ugh. Yeah, man. Unfortunately, injury is just a part of sports. It's just how it is. But yeah, we are definitely looking at like trying to just get the most out of our bodies, and the way the game is played now, you're exerting a lot of effort at all times. Like, it's rough. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how it's going to work moving forward, because like I do think that there's always, like, you know, I mean, maybe it's my hopeful thinking, but like, for example, like Tommy John for the MLB, like, you know, all these pitchers are, you know, we're seeing a ton of Tommy John surgeries happening, but it's just like I do think at some point you're going to be seeing that like modern technology is going to find a way to adapt, and like, or it's just honestly our bodies just evolve and we'll be able to be accustomed to that sort of level of effort. And so the same thing with the NBA, right? It's just like, you know, these players, you know, if they have kids or whatever, like they should, I'm gonna hope that they're gonna find a way to adjust. But I don't know, like we're also just at this moment in like history where it's weird, where it's like, you see in sports how much these guys are exerting themselves, like, across all leagues. Like, you know, I think that you can make the argument across a lot of leagues right now that like they're doing a lot of like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to do this for you to try to, you know, for example with football, like you're trying to like get better at like blocking if you're like an offensive lineman. Like there's a lot going on. But I don't know. I'm gonna hope that we haven't reached our limit as a human. As like, oh, like this is like we just can't. It's too far. We can't go farther than that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Alright, so unless every European link is available to you, which sucks. It might be that, unfortunately. Oh no, I got this one. Okay, yeah, this one works for me. Thank you. Appreciate it, Box. Or a replay. Oh, sorry, my cursor was blocking it actually. Let's see here. He's just moving backwards. Oh, yep, there it is. Yep. He put. I'll try to slow it down. But yeah, I see exactly where it happened. It's insane. But like. Sorry, I always forget that you can use the comma in the period. That's always like the best. That's the best thing you can honestly do. But yeah, man, that's just so brutal. Boom, right there. You saw it right there, man. It's too much pressure exerted on that back leg, and all of a sudden it just goes. That's just awful. Yeah, I really feel for him, man. Brother, the period and the comma were working earlier. Now it's not. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's just brutal. Right there. Ugh. Like this is not even him with the ball. It's not him diving for a loose ball. It's just him moving, and he's trying to like, you know, stay like trying to front this guy, make sure he doesn't get the ball. He's just trying to move, and it just boom, it just hits. That is just 3 years ago, he tore his other Achilles. Poor dude. Oh, he tore his other Achilles 3 years ago? Oh my god. That is... I feel horrible for him, man. Yeah, that's brutal. How old is he, Box, by the way? Is unfortunately going to happen? Oh, man. 29? Oh my god, he's 29 and has had 2 Achilles tears. And a ruptured patella tendon. Ugh. God, I feel awful for him. That is just so brutal. Sorry, my computer's being a little bit slow. I don't know what's going on here. But I'm gonna close this out. Yeah, man, that's just rough. I hope that you can figure it out. But honestly, unfortunately, just some bodies are just not made for it. Like, that wasn't even that much, and it just ruptured. So he was great at Texas in college. Don't know why he didn't get drafted, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I've never heard that name. So yeah, if he's, you know, was lighting up the European leagues, and I'm a little bit shocked he didn't get drafted either, but yeah, I'll go sometimes. All right, y'all. A couple other things I want to talk about, and I'm gonna relate this to the Brooklyn Nets for this. All right, so like, Gentleman is interesting. I won't lie. He picked up a lot of fouls early, but he's interesting. I was a little bit annoyed with watching the Bulls guard Saraf, because if you know anything, this guy can only go left. Like, he can't do anything else. So I don't know why the Bulls were like so shocked by that. Aaron Sharp. So this is a guy I have to look. I always mix this up with him, but he might actually be available in free agency. they even list him as a center? I don't even know what they do. Okay, oh, it's a club option. That's right. Okay, I forgot it's a club option. I always mix him up. All right, so he won't be available to us next off season, but after that, I don't know. I like what he does. I really like Daron Sharp a lot. I think he did pretty well today in limited minutes and limited scoring opportunities. So, I don't know. That's a guy that if you want some better defense at center and guy you could trust a little bit more back there, that's a guy. 2 steals and 2 blocks today for him. But yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to probably get him that early. But who knows? I mean, maybe we'll find a trade for him. Drake Powell wasn't that impressive to me today. Danny Wolf had some interesting moments, but the turnovers are interesting. He unfortunately is a guy that I'm just like, he has the on-ball kind of like skills in a sense, but he's not athletic enough to have it, and he's also like, he has to like be a forward. He'll be kind of dynamic in a little bit of it, but like I think that he's just kind of best as like a dynamic kind of guy, maybe off the bench or something. Either way though, would I choose this Brooklyn Nets core right now over this Bulls young core? Probably. As crazy as that sounds. Yeah. Also like Sharp. Yeah, I like Sharp a lot. So I don't know if he'll be available at any given moment. Like I'm gonna guess the Brooklyn Nets just kind of keep him around. He's 24. Like why wouldn't you? But I don't know. He's a guy that I personally I've always been fond of. But yeah, I don't know. Probably not gonna be available for us. Not the best stats this season. I'm looking right here. I mean, this is a career high. This is good. This is not the best though. So it could definitely be better from him. I just don't know, honestly, like if my whole like tanking idea, like I just don't know about this Brooklyn team. Like if Michael Porter Jr. is gonna keep averaging 33 points per game, like he scored 35 against Charlotte and he put up 33 tonight, like yeah, I could see that happening. I just don't know if that's gonna be consistent or if they're gonna trade him. Like I'm not really too sure. Because I do feel like if you do take off MPJ off this roster, this roster is garbage. Like this roster is definitely, unfortunately, just in the garbage category. Besides maybe Claxton, and it's not for any fault of their own. It's just that they're young and rebuilding. They had 4 first-round picks this past draft, and we didn't even get to see Nola Triori, if that's how you say it, tonight. He's on a G League assignment. So, yeah, they got some stuff going for them in terms of just young players, but. I'll be interested to see what happens moving forward. Do they just keep MPJ? Like, I feel like we kind of forget how old he is at this point. He's 27, so don't know if I'd call him young anymore, but he might still have some potential that wasn't obviously unlocked with Denver because he had to go play a different role, but we will see. With that being said, though, I do think that it is time for me to call it, though. I do have to prepare for some stuff for a podcast tomorrow, so I'm going to be doing a Bulls on Tap podcast recording tomorrow. I don't know when it will be out. It's probably going to be out Friday. So the Bulls, though, they do also play on Friday. So we'll get to see the Bulls probably lose to the Indiana Pacers again somehow. But basically, though, a couple things when it comes to my On Tap Sportsnet content here. So again, we're gonna continue our Bulls content on this channel with the streams and everything. So don't go anywhere from my channel for the time being. We're gonna continue doing our content with the streams, and I probably am gonna be looking to make a video here soon. There's definitely gonna be a little bit of a break in December from the Bulls, so I might try to sneak a video in. So be on the lookout for that. This is my most recent article. I'm basically just giving it to you guys though, so you can like click my author link. But this was my preview that I wrote today before the Nets game. And then hit my author link because I'm probably gonna have something out the next week or so when it comes to my writing. But then I'm also gonna be giving you guys one more another link to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube channel. And this is where our podcasts go. And so if you go to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube channel, which here's the homepage for it. If you go to live, you'll see this is where our podcasts get put. So we basically record the podcast and then it'll be broadcasted live later. So as you can see here, this is the one that I was most recently on. So if you're interested in my Bulls on Tap podcast with this is local Bulls fan or Alejandro Delgado, go ahead and check that out. I'm guessing it's gonna be up on Friday, assuming that there's nothing that goes wrong tomorrow, but I'm not entirely sure. There's some stuff that is out of my control when it comes to this company, so I do my best. I do my part. By the way, though, I sincerely appreciate everyone supporting my content with On Tap Sportsnet and supporting the YouTube channel. This Bulls team is just giving us nightmares, but I sincerely do appreciate everybody for continuing to support my own content and supporting the community here. It's been great, even with this Bulls treacherous season going on. What a treacherous season, man. I did not think it was gonna be this terrible, but man, oh man, I can't believe we just lost to another team with 4 wins or less. Like, we're 20 games into the year and we lost to another team with 4 wins or less. That's just unacceptable. Yeah. All right, Friday. That's what we gotta talk about. So, I'll be back Friday for Bulls versus Pacers. So 7 p.m. Central Time for the game. 9:30 p.m. post-game stream on this channel. We'll see how this one goes. I mean, we'll see if people are back, and that will give the Bulls a little bit of spark. But honestly, like I said, I think losing out for the rest of the season is not a bad thing. So giving the Pacers their 5th win of the year would not be the worst thing in the world, but we will see what ends up happening. I'm gonna hope that the ball gets to Buzelis more and not to Vucevic more. Give the ball to Buzelis, please, for the love of God. That'd be good. But the Bulls then are gonna be facing Golden State at home on Sunday. Okay, so this upcoming Sunday. So this is a 6 p.m. game, 6 p.m. Central Time, and so it'll be 8:30 p.m. Central Time post game on this channel. But after this, though, the Bulls have a little bit of time off. So the Bulls then do not face another team until December 12th, which is going to be Charlotte again in Charlotte. So yay to us, we get to face Charlotte again. And then the NBA also then gave us New Orleans again. So they're basically rubbing it in our faces. But this is basically 2 games that were added to the schedule. It was based off of our finishing spot in the in-season tournament. And so we got Charlotte and New Orleans. So we get to face New Orleans for the 3rd time this season, or scheduled the 3rd time this season. So that's fun. As you can see here, this will be our 3rd game against New Orleans, because we face them later in the month of December anyway. So there's gonna be a little bit of a break after this Golden State game. I'm gonna definitely first off need the break because I have a final on the 8th and then a final on the 10th. So it's kind of good timing for me. I don't have to cover any Bulls games during my finals. So that's fun. But I'll see what I can kind of fit in this little break here. If I could get a video out for you guys, or if we can kind of do something fun. Mailbag, maybe. That'd be kind of interesting. But I'll be trying to do my best here with some of the content. See if I can kind of formulate something up here. I also have another thing kind of that I've been keeping on the down low right now, but I am kind of thinking about some stuff that is not related to this channel. So we'll talk it over in my community when it's time. But after this Pacers game, man, it's not the easiest stretch here. Like, yeah, we have Golden State, which are not playing the best, but Curry should miss that game, which does suck for all the United Center fans that go. But like, this is yet again like another like kind of 4-ish game stretch where the Bulls should be kind of winning these games if they were actually a good team, which they aren't. But after that, it gets rough again. So not sure what's gonna happen here, but for my tanking hopes, I mean, I see the Bulls losing a ton of games here, but we'll see what happens. I'll be kind of thrilled if we can just find a way to get worse than like Brooklyn or something, or the Charlotte. That'd be great, but I don't know. Not sure if that's gonna happen. Yeah. Meanwhile, though, if you guys are interested in all this sort of stuff, please go ahead and watch all these other games going on. Like, for example, if you have Prime, if you don't want to tune into the terrible Bulls game on Friday, I don't know if Luka's gonna be playing in this game because Luka is right now not in the United States, and he's currently having he's there for his second child, who's currently coming to this world. So congrats to the Doncic family. But if Luka, or honestly, if Austin Reeves is just playing in this game, like, go watch this game on Prime. I think this is a Lakers Celtics matchup. Like, the Celtics, they've been better recently. They haven't been exactly great to start the year, but yeah, that's a fun matchup. And then later on in the Prime broadcast, you'll get Mavericks Thunder, so that's also fun. Mostly Thunder, though, honestly. They're mostly the only fun thing about it. Saturday, if you guys are always ever wondering about like NBA TV schedules, there's always usually an NBA TV game on Saturday. Unfortunately, I don't know if Steph's gonna be playing in this one. I don't think he is, because I think he's already out against the Bulls. So, but yeah, you all watch the Cavs or Warriors. It's on Saturday, and then the Bulls are back on Sunday. After that, though, the reason why I'm going through this schedule, though, is because we're gonna be seeing a lot of games kind of here and there. It's gonna be kind of weird. So again, we do not play at all. Like the Bulls after this Warriors game, we do not play from the 8th through the 11th. We're back on the 12th here. But during this time, we're gonna be seeing a lot of the in-season tournament stuff. So that's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be nationally broadcast, as you can see here. So if you usually don't have time to watch these, nationally broadcasted games, like now's your time. Like this upcoming week here, like I think it's really worth it. These are in-season tournament games, so Magic versus Heat, so we get the Florida matchup, and then Knicks versus Raptors. That's a good matchup. Wednesday, even more. And Prime, again, this is all on Prime, so if you have Amazon Prime, you're allowed to watch this. We get Suns and Thunder, and then Spurs and Lakers. This game right here, I think, is going to be an absolute banger, assuming that people are there healthy. Not sure about Wemby's status, though. I don't think he'll be playing in that one, unfortunately. And so those are the important games, and then we're back to our like regularly scheduled programming, I guess, for a little bit. And then you're gonna be seeing then in the following week after that, I think it's around here, yeah. So in the following week after that, you're gonna be seeing, or is it? All right, okay. So this Saturday, that as well next week, we get more games. So this is gonna be the semifinal games for each conference in the in-season tournament. So again, on Prime. So if you have Prime, go watch these games. The Bulls are clearly not in this, so. Please take the time to watch this. I don't think, yeah. So then we're gonna be seeing later then on this Tuesday. So it's the week before, or is it the week before Christmas? Yes, the week before Christmas. The 16th is gonna be the in-season tournament. So this is the one game that does not count for a regular season record, but it is a game. So we'll see who wins the in-season tournament, gets some money. And then we'll be done with the in-season tournament. But after that, still, like I've always said, like there's a lot of time still for you to go and watch some of the games on nationally broadcasted channels. So again, Prime, NBA TV, ESPN, and NBC are your friends. Be on the lookout for any of these games that are available to you guys, because I think it's a lot. Like again, if I'm making just the case that if you're done with the Bulls, which I don't blame you if you are, please go watch the rest of the NBA. It's a lot of fun right now. I'm enjoying it, so I think you guys would also enjoy it right now. But we'll talk about the rest of the NBA at a different time, especially if we get a Giannis trade later in the season, which will be fun. That being said, though, I want to say thank you guys for all tuning into the stream tonight. Another terrible game for the Bulls. So I mean, I'm not going to apologize on their behalf. This is just their fault. If you could hit the like button on the stream for our own sanity purposes, that'd be great. And I'll be seeing you guys later on Friday after the Bulls take on the Pacers. But thank you guys so much. I sincerely appreciate everyone in the community. Thank you, Box and Charles, for always late night and Woodish late night. Only thing the Bulls really have going on is the little Jordan interviews on the pregame on NBC. Yeah. Even then, that's not even going on currently. That's a recorded interview. But yeah, I guess that's the only thing going on for us, honestly. Let's just hope for a good draft pick. Thank you guys so much for the community. I sincerely appreciate y'all. Makes these times with the Bulls a lot better. I'll see you guys on Friday. Be safe, y'all. Peace. Have a good night.